Hello. Welcome to the first edition of Consumer Marketing Magazine. My name is Diane Mitchell.
And I'm Mark Perella. Today and in upcoming months, Consumer Marketing Magazine is going to brief you on exciting projects and promotions in the Consumer Marketing Group.
We're especially excited about today's program. Over the next few minutes, you'll be treated to a bird's eye view of the 1987 Apple Open House promotion.
Just what is Apple Open House? Well, it's a traveling computer show that introduces Apple computers to consumers in shopping malls. The program was developed in 1986 and in 1987 traveled to 50 shopping malls in 35 major markets across the U.S. Its purpose? To educate consumers about our products in an unintimidating atmosphere and drive those consumers into our dealerships. Put simply, Apple went to the people and the people responded.
To reach those consumers, Apple hired some very special people. In fact, 120 of them. Our story begins with a quick look at the intensive training course the Apple Open House interns lived through before we took the show on the road.
I've learned so much in 3 days, as it's compared to a semester in college.
It's intensive. We go, quite a few hours.
I've learned to communicate effectively. It's been great.
It looks like a lot of hard work.
And a lot of fun, too.
Now, despite their extensive training, there was no way the open house interns could answer every question shoppers put to them. And that's where the Apple Computer field staff came in. Field staffers manned special booths on the show floor to answer technical questions and to represent their local Apple Computer sales offices.
Indeed, there was something for everyone at Apple Open House. A special business fixture intrigued small business and big business managers alike. Hands-on demonstrations of home business, publishing, and productivity solutions delighted thousands of consumers by showing them how to simplify mundane chores with one push of a button.
Diane, in all honesty, my favorite part of the show was the Kids Corner.
I noticed. You did look a little bit out of place.
I don't think the area's been so busy since last Christmas.
And it was just fantastic to me, really. But it's a great asset, I think, for the children.
We take away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Very, very professional. If everything we did here in the center looked as good, I'd be very pleased.
What a success.
And consumers weren't the only ones converted to Apple after visiting our promotion. Television news reporters turned into Apple evangelists once they saw the show. Their TV news reports, coupled with a huge advertising campaign, drove crowds of shoppers into our shows.
10 News at 5.
Are you computer phobic? Our 10 News troubleshooter has the cure next.
Now, 7 News at 5.
They aren't toys, but computers are assuming a bigger role in the lives of our today's youngsters, and Bill Clark has more on today's Show and Tell report.
This is Channel 5 News at 5.
Computers not only play a role in medicine, they play a role in all of our lives.
Next, Tim Smith takes us to a place where you can play with computers in a non-threatening environment. Stay with us for Money Desk 5.
computers are on display this weekend at Southwest Plaza. They were provided by Apple Computer, which does a lot of promotional work with grade schools and high schools. There are also some computers for adults.
Well, now, are these kids really learning anything, or is this one of these situations where they're going through the motions of whatever the instructor
Jim, I think they're really learning, if only how to use a computer. But as they grow up, that kind of learning may be more valuable training than some of the things that you and I had to memorize when we were their age, remember?
Okay, let's have a show of hands. How many of you are still afraid of computers? Quite a few, I see. Well, here's a chance to learn some more and play with the latest technology in a non-threatening, non-sales environment.
We know kids aren't afraid of computers. They're literally growing up with them at home or school.
Okay, now you can select any color you want down here just by moving this around and by clicking on it.
But others have not yet clicked on computers. That's why a show like this one is so appealing. It's on familiar turf, the middle of a shopping mall, and there's not a salesman in sight.
I think it's fantastic because that gives them the opportunity to play with it without being pressured.
This weekend, the shows will be at Ridgemar Mall, Fort Worth, Irving Mall, Irving, and Prestonwood Town Center in Dallas. And while it is sponsored by Apple and may ultimately be responsible for future sales, it's still an excellent way to learn about computers in general. Young or old, the database, the mouse, the paint box, or the keyboard are all here to stay. Like they say, the computer literate will inherit the earth.
We couldn't have said it better ourselves.
Right, Diane. Well, that about wraps up this edition of CMM.
Thanks for joining us.